Welcome. We are Two Finger Spirits. We got the camera shy camera guy.
I'm back here.
I'm Brandon.
We got our lovely studio audience.
Woo! Thanks for joining us.
What we got today?
We're going to try the Rittenhouse Bottle and Bond.
All right.
What do you think?
I'm excited to try this.
Heaven Hill, they're all back at work.
Wait, I'm sorry. Was that a screw cap?
Screw cap. Yeah, screw that cap.
I can't wait to add that to my cork collection. Everyone's like, oh, where did this come from? I said, Rittenhouse, Bottled and Bond.
No, we're Two Finger Spirits, but I think today I'll go with these two.
Yeah, not for me. Good for you.
So this is, like we just said, Heaven and Hill Distillery.
Yep.
Bottle and Bond. So what proof is it?
Well, it should be 100 proof.
100. Look at that.
Tell us a little bit more about the. Tell us a little bit more about the Bottled and Bond process.
You gonna put me on the spot?
I don't know anything about it.
It's got to be done in one distilling season. It's got to be in a federally bonded warehouse. It's got to be bottled at 100 proof. Maybe some other stuff. So there is no age statement, but for bottle and bond it has to be, I think, minimum 4 years. The Mashbill for a rye, it's only 51% rye, which is all it needs to be to meet the requirements.
Of a rye, right?
Yep. 37% corn, 12% malted barley. MSRP? What would you pay for it? MSRP is 25.
I would not pay.
Guess how much I paid for it?
80.
18.
18.
Yeah, suck on that, James. James is always making fun of me for overpaying, but you know, man wants what he wants.
Yeah.
Not the typical rhinos at all, right?
No, I'm getting like a fruit, almost like
I get the fruit cup. You
Like
know, you buy a fruit cup from a store. You get the fruit cup.
I'm getting like a banana.
I thought you were just excited to see me.
No, it's a banana.
And the only typical rye note I get is black tea, which is what I usually get in rye. I usually get a spearmint or a dill. I'm not getting that.
Yeah, I get a little bit of the black tea, but not as.
Right, just a hint of the black tea, the fruit cup, some oak, some pepper. Definitely not your typical.
You know,
rye.
I'm farthest thing from the expert, but like a lot of times I can tell it's a rye.
Right.
From sniffing it.
Right.
I wouldn't be able to tell this is a rye just from sniffing it.
No, I might.
Maybe everyone else probably.
I might just say it was like an American whiskey, not even say it was a bourbon or a rye, right?
I wouldn't know.
Yeah, but I think it's got a pleasant nose. I think it's an inviting nose.
The nose is excellent.
Huh?
The nose is really good.
Yeah, it's good. Put it back?
Yeah, let's take it back.
Fruity, spicy, a little bit of cinnamon, a little bit of pepper. Still like a mix of fruit. Like not one fruit I can identify, but like a fruit cocktail.
Like the cherries in the fruit cocktail.
I get just a bunch of like fruity flavors. A bouquet of fruit.
Wow.
So when I sip it, I really try to cover every portion of my tongue, from the tip to the sides to the underneath to the top to the mid to the end, along with my cheeks, my gums. Really get it all over because every part picks up something different. I find I get a lot of cinnamon with certain whiskeys on my tip of my tongue.
Me too.
Yeah. And, you know, listening to Fred Minnick talk about how he tastes, it's enlightening, and that Murray Bible, that was really good. So we're going to do, I think, a how to taste based on Murray's Bible.
That'd be really fun.
Yeah, that'll be cool, right?
Yeah.
And I just watched a YouTube video on Fred Minnick. He was in the military, and he was a journalist, photographer in the military, kind of capturing the Iraq War, which was really interesting. So when he got out, he was, you know, kind of lost, didn't know where to go. So he started going to therapy and found mindfulness. And I've always said, sipping whiskey is a exercise in mindfulness, right?
That's what you say?
Mm.
It is kind of an exercise.
That's how it was justified to my wife. But it's true. And he says this really helped him be mindful. And before he knew it, he was just one of the world's most renowned whiskey tasters. So you can check that video out. I'll try to link it in the description here because it was really interesting, and he's a great guy, wonderful resource to all us other whiskey tasters.
Cool.
So we went over the nose, went over palate, right?
I had to say it, like, the palate, I like. You know, like, it comes in with a little sweetness, you get the cinnamon, but then it all of a sudden just drops off to this heavy bitterness for me.
Heavy bitterness.
Heavy bitterness. I'm licking my lips, or my cheeks, and my gums, and I'm just getting a bitterness from it, which I don't typically get.
I get a light bitterness at the end of the finish, and the finish is really short for me. But I get, you know, the rye finally comes in for me on the finish. I get a little bit of banana, a little bit of leather, slight bitterness, and then it's really short and it kind of just fades out like really quick. It's gone. Like I wish the finish was a bit longer. Surprising for something that's at least 4 years old. Surprising that it's not that dark for a 4-year-old too, I think, right?
Right. I would expect more.
You would expect more based on the nose and the palate, you mean?
Oh, yeah.
Or you expect more out of a bottle and bond and the price? Or
Yeah, one bottle and bond, because typically I like bottled and bonds. And then, like, the nose is phenomenal. The palate's great. And then just, nah.
Really?
Yeah.
So the bitterness is too much for you and unenjoyable.
Unenjoyable to the point where I don't even want to take another sip because...
You don't want to face the bitterness at the
I
end.
don't want to face the bitterness.
Boy, yeah, I enjoyed the nose, I enjoyed the palate, and I enjoyed the finish. I enjoyed it all around.
So what did you say? Would you buy this again? For $18? $25?
For $18, I mean, if you're a mixer, I'm not, but if you like to mix cocktails, this would hold up at 100 proof. It's got some decent flavors in it. I think I got it for 18, MSRP 25. If I can get this for under 20, I would keep this in stock all the time just for mixed drinks when people come over, or just you know, if I want to sip something and don't really want to think about it too much. If you're a bourbon person and just getting into ryes, this might be a good step because it's not really full-on rye. To me, it's not the typical
it's not
rye.
A full-on rye, I'll tell you that.
Typical rye. I mean, it is a full-on rye. It meets all the requirements, but it doesn't have all that rye flavor that you would expect from a typical rye.
It's barely a rye. Like, it's meeting the minimum requirements of being a rye.
It's a rye. It's a rye. No doubts about it.
But barely.
It's got a screw cap.
Ugh.
That loses a little bit of points, but I think what's in it is
good.
good.
It's a no for me, dog.
Yeah, you don't like the bitterness, huh?
I don't like it.
Huh.
You know what's going to happen? I'm going to see this in the store as I walk by, and I'm going to go, lit.
No.
That's all I'm going to do. I'm going to see it. I'm going to say, oh, Rittenhouse, lit. That's how it goes in the store.
I don't know. You thought this was better. You should see your wife. So you got anything else you want to add about it?
No.
Really?
Actually, I don't want to talk about it anymore.
Really?
I don't.
Boy, I don't get it. This is a good one for such a good price. This is a great budget whiskey. It's got nothing in its league that's this budget.
Nope.
Well, maybe you're deaf, dumb, and blind. Like Helen Keller, who said, "The best and most beautiful things in this world cannot be seen or even touched. They must be felt with the heart or tasted like a glass of whiskey."
Helen Keller said that?
Yes.
Oh my gosh, she's so smart.
Well, she had to sign it or something because she didn't say anything.
She might have.
But, I mean, she's an inspiration to everybody.
Yeah, anyone that could work that hard. And if she could learn how to do sign language, and what else she learn how to do?
She could read with Braille.
Oh my God.
She could express herself. She wrote, great memoirs. She's an amazing person.
Yeah, I agree.
And you can't even suck it up and enjoy a whiskey.
Yeah, well, Helen Keller is a lot cooler than me. Let's be realistic here.
Way cooler than
Way
all
cooler.
of us will ever be, or we hope to be. So, thanks for joining us. We really appreciate your support. It means the world to us. Come visit us again next time. Cheers.
Yeah. Leave a comment, like, subscribe. Thanks for coming.